about it on the show today, to spread the word and hopefully to encourage others to pursue similar studies. In a previous episode about games literacy in the classroom, we discussed the barriers that exist to widespread classroom adoption of games, focusing on the importance of promoting literacy in game mechanics and terminology to educators. Today, I want to focus on what happens when we move past those barriers, and explain why games are so important for education in the process. The first and most obvious answer to the question of why games for education is that the current educational environment practically begs for games content. Trends like the mandate for 21st century skills, one-to-one programs, the maker movement, project-based learning, and personalized learning are all concepts that are complex enough to deserve their own episode. But in short, each of these trends is oriented toward preparing students for a working world that demands teamwork, an understanding of technology, and self-motivation. And there's tons of research to show that learning games work, but games are only a part of the equation. Teachers are the other core piece. There was a great article on this in the Journal of Educational Psychology, but short version, when we think about games in the classroom, we have to think about teachers, because teachers are designing the experiences their students have every day. It's up to the teacher to create or select instructional tools and decide how best to incorporate them into their lessons. These decisions are as important, maybe more important, than the qualities of the particular tools involved. Using games can improve learning under a variety of circumstances, but the greatest gains have been achieved by teachers who surround students' game experiences with additional support and instruction. So, for the folks at Filament, Curricula was the first and most obvious feature to wrap around the games, making it easier for the teacher to bring games into the classroom by providing teachers with an obvious place to insert games into their current curriculum. Then, to couple that with the other advantage games have for teachers, their next priority feature was metrics. They created a way for teachers to get a more in-depth look into how each student was learning. After all, normally a teacher only gets to see the end result of the student's homework, but games can record everything along the way, providing a lot more information about how and where a student may have struggled. Then, with all of this in place, they reached out to Sun Prairie School District in Wisconsin, which deployed the Filament Learning Games library across their entire district. They worked with Mary Headington, a fantastic teacher who was eager to help them study how one game from the Filament Learning Library made a difference in her classroom. Because truth is, even though we all believe, and I would even say know, that games have incredible potential as learning tools, I mean, James has seen it, Filament has seen it, without hard data about how they can be applied right now in classrooms, it's really hard to get major